Hey there, happy Friday. I hope you're doing great and have had a really good week. And today I am going to be talking about our knees. So, my topic is knees hurt. This helps. So, I'm assuming that if you're joining me today, you either have knee pain or you've had knee pain in the past and or you're worried about knee pain. So today I am just going to be sharing my experience with knee pain and what has worked for me and what I think really helps to keep our knees healthy, happy, and pain free. So I don't know if you know, but our knees is the most common place for people to get chronic pain. And I'm talking about chronic joint pain. So of all the joints in our body, our knees are the most common place for people to get pain. And women especially suffer from knee pain actually more than men do. So I'm going to be just sharing with you, what I've learned about knee pain in all the years that I've been managing it, because I actually feel like I've grown up with knee pain. I remember as a child having pains in my knees and what my parents used to call growing pains. I'm not sure what that was really about, but I used to have lots of pains in my knees growing up. And then when I was in college, I was very active. I was on the gymnastics team. I danced. I did a lot of running and pounding on my knees. And I actually developed a condition called chondromalacia patella, I think it's called, which is basically a condition that happens to a lot of young women mainly. And I think a lot of young women athletes or women who are really active, which is a type of inflammation underneath the kneecap. So I had that for quite a few years, and I remember when I used to compete in gymnastics competitions, I used to have to tank up on painkillers just to get through our gymnastics competitions, which probably wasn't such a good idea, but that's what I used to do. So I had chondromalacia when I was younger, and according to my physical therapist, that condition really doesn't ever go away. You just continue to have it, and I guess it kind of flares up, from time to time. And then just, as I have gotten older, as I've talked about before, all the sitting, the wearing high heels, the dancing, the running, I continued to dance, up until I was about probably 40. So all that pounding on my knees has probably, probably taken its toll on my knees. So I get knee pain from time to time, and sometimes it's worse than others. It flares up from time to time and then it kind of calms down. But sometimes it can be really bad, and lately it's been bothering me a lot. So it's really top of mind for me to talk about this right now, because I've really been trying to manage my knee pain for the last couple of weeks. As I said, I've been kind of experiencing a bit of a flare up. And I suspect I probably have some osteoarthritis going on in my knee joint as well. So, there are many causes, obviously, of knee pain. Some people have injuries, some people have damaged the ligaments, osteoarthritis, as I mentioned. But knee pain can also just happen as a result of tightness in our muscles surrounding the knees. So tight quads, especially hamstrings, hips, that can contribute to knee pain. Weakness in the muscles around the knee joint, that can also contribute to knee pain. So weakness in the hips, weakness in the quads and hamstrings, which a lot of us get because, we sit so much, it can contribute to weakness in the muscles surrounding our knees. Misalignment of the kneecap can be a cause of knee pain as a result of misalignment in the muscles around the knee. And just generally, in addition to us sitting a lot, sometimes we overuse the knee joint a lot too much, or, we overuse the joint. And that can also contribute to knee pain. So there's many different causes, but the good news, I like to focus on the positive. The good news is that there are things that we can do about it, that there are things that definitely help. And for me, at least, I know when I'm good and I do the things that I should do, it does definitely help. So I wanted to share with you a couple things that have worked for me. So the first thing is that for sure we want to think about strengthening the muscles surrounding the knee joints. So this includes the quadriceps, the hamstrings, the muscles, the inner and outer thighs, especially the inner thighs. That's really important. And a lot of us, we don't use those inner thigh muscles very much. Our cores, we want to try and keep our cores as strong as we possibly can. All of these things help to take pressure off of the knee joint. So we want to think about strengthening all of those muscles as much as we possibly can. In addition to that, we want to think about stretching the muscles around the knee joint, because just tight quads sometimes can lead to knee pain. I know sometimes when I have pain and I just spend 2 or 3 minutes stretching my quads, I immediately feel relief, because I have very tight quads, and I know that that is one of the factors that contribute to my knee pain. So just stretching the muscles surrounding the area can definitely help. The other thing that I learned recently, because I did actually go to a physical therapist about my knee lately, is that sometimes the problem cannot be in your back at all. In your knees at all. It can be in your back. So if you have any lower disc issues that might be compressing the nerves, or I think they call it the nerve roots, that can be causing pain in the knees. It can cause pain pretty much anywhere going down the leg. So that might be something to consider, something to check out if you don't think you have any other reasons to be having knee pain. So sometimes it's completely unrelated to your knees, but it can be your back. It can also be something going on in the hips. It can be something going on in the feet. As you know, everything is connected. So you definitely want to be strengthening, stretching, checking out your back issues, managing your weight, because obviously if we're overweight, that puts more pressure on the knees. We don't want to be sitting too much. We want to take breaks from our sitting as much as we possibly can. That's just good in general for our overall health in general, but it also stops the muscles around the knees getting too weak. So obviously, I'm going to talk about yoga and why I think yoga is so great for managing knee pain, because what you really want to be doing when you're managing knee pain is you want to be doing slow, controlled movements. You don't want to be doing anything too high impact. You don't want to be doing too much pounding. You don't want to be doing too much jerky movements. You want to have slow, controlled movements to help to strengthen that area. And yoga is perfect for that, especially standing poses or balancing poses where you're working with one leg at a time. You're strengthening the muscles in proper alignment. So you're teaching the body, what proper alignment is. So pretty much any standing pose in yoga, obviously some more focused on that area than others, but a lot of the standing poses are really good for strengthening the knees. Balancing poses, tree pose, for example, is really great for strengthening the muscles around the knees. Stretching, we do a lot of stretching in yoga as well, where you're holding the stretch for 20 to 30 seconds, or maybe a little more if that works for you. It's very individual, so you kind of have to just feel what works for you. Definitely want to be stretching all those muscles around the knees, especially the quads and the hamstrings and the IT band. Don't forget the muscles on the outside of the thigh, because sometimes that alone, if it's really tight, it can lead to discomfort in that area. So I often get asked the question, okay, well, my knees are hurting. Should I be resting? Should I be using the muscles? What should I be doing? And I did a talk last week with Susie Foreman about yoga for arthritis, and she re-emphasized that when you have joint issues, you don't want to stop moving altogether. You want to keep moving the joints as much as possible, because in moving the joints, you're lubricating the joint, you're sending nutrition to the joint, and you want to keep moving. Now, if your pain is more than 5 out of 10, you probably want to stop or do a lesser range of motion, or just take it easy and not do anything. But if your pain is between 0 and 5 out of 10, it would probably be good for you to continue to do whatever movement you're doing to strengthen the joint. So up to 5 out of 10 is okay. Keep going. Obviously, I mean, it's again up to the individual, but over 5, you want to give it a rest. So I hope some of these things help. I know that many of you maybe have tried some of these things before, but the other thing I wanted to add is that it's important to be consistent. You know, doing yoga maybe once a week is not going to be enough. Doing exercise once a week is not going to be enough. You probably have to do a lot more than just once a week, every other day, to strengthen the muscles around the knee. So consistency is really important, but it doesn't have to take a long time. It doesn't have to take hours. 10 minutes a day, just focusing on those muscles around the knee will help a lot. I'm going to share a short video of some standing poses that you can try and see how they work for you. I also have a course, 10 yoga poses for arthritis pain, and one of the videos in that course is specifically for the knees. So I'm actually willing to share that video free to anybody who wants to try it. So just message me and let me know if you want me to send you that part of the course, and I will send it to you for free. So that's the week on knee pain out of my course, 10 yoga poses. So please let me just check the comments. Okay, I don't see anybody asking any questions, but if you do have any questions, I'm happy to share my experience, my knowledge. Of course, if you really have chronic knee pain, you want to be going to the doctor, you want to be going to a physical therapist, because they will definitely have the right protocols for you. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to share, and I hope it was useful, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.